Hello everyone and welcome back to Krastorio 2. This is Otaku's Showboat, and today we are continuing along with our path to glory as we begin to transition, ideally, away from the burner phase of the game. That is going to be the hopes and dreams of today's video, is being able to get into, at least get wood automated, because that is the next thing that I have decided to tech into sooner rather than later. I am going to get rid of that pickaxe upgrade and move it a little bit later so that I can focus on getting into the red science a little bit sooner. But as we can see here, I have lots and lots and lots of stuff in this burner phase. I'm going to Shift C to throw a bunch of coal into the various things. And as per usual, if you have been enjoying this series thus far, please be sure to do all of the engagement and social stuff below the video. Always will remind folks to do that stuff at the beginning and the end of every video. So, of course, the kittens are also around. They are around. They may appear, and also my allergies are kicking my rear end today. So apologies if you hear them. Hello. No, you're not going anywhere. Here's the Ollie. There's the Ollie. Yes, he's squirmy. He wants to do his own thing right now. Run around, play, chase Dolly, and Dolly will chase him. And they're kittens. They're going to do their kitten thing, including break stuff. Which yes, they have. Dolly's already broken something today. One of 3 food bowls. One that we use to sort of mix the food, prepare the food to then put into their separate food bowls. Yeah, it was ceramic, and Dolly broke it today. She jumped on the counter, but hooked her claws into a kitchen towel that we use as a drying spot. Oh, good, we have picked up the greenhouse tech. I do need to pick up a bit of glass in order to make a few, aka all, of the greenhouses. So yeah, she hooked her claws into the drying towel, which on it had the ceramic bowl, pet food bowl. It said meow on it in the middle of it, and it was nice and it was blue, and we used it. We've used it for a long time. I think that particular bowl, we used with our previous cat Cole, who had passed away back in this last November, early this last November. So it's almost been a year since he passed away, and of course we adopted these kittens. It was in late May, or mid-late May-ish, when we took them home. Hello. They just ran. They ran in. I heard the tinkles of their bells. They are here. So that's unfortunate that we lost that bowl. Again, memories. Memories. These are small things, but they do have memories. The previous thing that they broke was a spoon rest, a ceramic spoon rest that sits next to the stovetop oven range. That's the name of the thing. And yeah, they brought it down with the spoon included, and our little plastic tongs that we have as well to flip things over. Automation is almost finished. Wow. They broke that like a couple days ago. And now they broke the one of the food bowls. It's like, great. Hope they don't break one of their actual food bowls, because that's gonna be sad. if we have to be forced to get them more bowls. More bowls! All of the bowls. Where the heck am I going to build this? These are fairly sizable buildings. Not the biggest I've ever dealt with, but they are relatively on the large side of things. Probably just going to do this here. We're going to get about that spacing for an output. They will make wood for me. They will need pipes. I don't think these share water. I could absolutely be wrong. I can test this by putting a deep water well here and seeing if this gets water. It absolutely gets water, so yes, this does work as it is. So I don't need to add pipes down each line as we go along. That is one of the things that you have to end up checking. Like it just becomes second nature to test these things like that. Uh, these actually won't need any fuel because they're going to take the wood as their fuel. I'm just thinking about that now. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. 16 total. Alright, I have 2 of these. I don't need 2 of these, but we'll... You know what, we'll conserve. We shall conserve on this day, and put down the pipe like so. The buildings themselves, though, do need power. They need 150 kilowatts each. Oh boy. So this is going to be slightly problematic, in that I will need to have more power. Granted, wood is a fuel, so even though it's going to consume a bunch of my power for what I have placed now, I will very much... Oh, hi. This now needs additional wood. Sure. Sure, just short of actually picking up automation. We run out. Great. Fantastic. Anyway, as I was saying, we can set up actual stuff now, actual power, in the form of the boilers. So now that those are technically operational, do I want to do that there? Heck no. Heck nah. Nah, nah, nah. Nah, 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 nah. This will be... how much of this do I think I'm going to use? Probably a lot, so we'll do that there. Okay, load. For now, the wood's just going to go all the way over there, and I'm going to be just fine with that. 2 more. Power, power. No. Below. Power, 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 and power. And that is the initial batch of wood being supplied. And it will supply and make power, and everything will be glorious. I just need to add, of course, the water. They're going to fill themselves with fuel, that's fine, and then they'll start fueling the boilers there. However, it does appear as if these are not fast enough, so I do need more. Because the fuel value of wood is 1.25 megajoules in this particular mod. Coal is actually 6 megajoules, which, yeah, that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit as a fuel value for coal. But, yeah, I just need this to start accruing, and that, as they say, will be that. I probably need all three. I probably need all three just because these burner inserters are just too slow on their swing speed for the amount of fuel that I need. I would need greater than 1 per second. That's the key here. These actually make a ton per second, considering because I'm coming from the standpoint of Pyanodon's mods, and yeah, let's just say that Pyanodon's mods are designed to be a bit slower, a bit slower, and a bit more space extensive. So my 6 here are making 4 per second already, and if I add 10 more, that's going to be 10.67. That's almost a red belt. 24, well, 23, but rounding up would get me up to the full yellow belt of throughput there, which that I find to be quite fascinating, because that is way, way, way more than I will ever need. Well, those are famous last words, by the way. I will absolutely regret those words, but I am going to get rid of some of this. I don't need that many things. There we go. Give me belt. Oops. Belt. And bring down the power. Power! Give power and give recipe assignment. There we go. So there's wood, there's actual steam power now. That's quite useful. So if everything was going to get powered by steam engines here, each one of these boilers in this mod has been changed. So its max consumption is 1.5 megawatts now. This is down from 1.8 actually from vanilla Factorio. So if I mentioned in the previous video about vanilla Factorio numbers. No, this is Krastorio. It actually changes these a bit. So it's not 1.8 megawatts per boiler into 2 steam engines. It's 1.5. So it's 3 megawatts in total that this is currently capable of because we have 2 of them. Why was that nerfed, so to speak? Well, it's because in vanilla resource values, a yellow belt of coal is only able to actually provide a certain amount of megawatts on a yellow belt. It's 15 per second times 4 megajoules, which is 60 megawatts. So a yellow belt ends up being 60 total megawatts, which means if you build like this in vanilla and you have that type of a setup and you have lines of 20 on each side, so 40 total boilers and 40 steam engines, theoretically in vanilla that can do 72 megawatts, but because the early game it's coal that you have to provide this, you can't actually get the full 72 out of that. You can only get the 60 out of it. So that was a change that I had immediately noticed on my first playthrough of Krastorio, and I'm just remembering now, so to speak. So that is something to keep note of. But coal has 6 megajoules of fuel value in Krastorio 2 now. So I'm not really understanding exactly why this is brought down to 1.5 if coal has increased its fuel value to 6 megajoules, because at 6 megajoules times 15 per second, that's capable of actually doing 90 megawatts of power for a yellow belt of throughput just out of the coal itself. But anyway, enough about that. I can now make regular assembling machines as well. So that's a thing. I'll make a couple more actual water wells as well. And let's see here. Do I really need much else? I'm still waiting on the logistics tech. Yes, I'm taking these automation tech cards. I think I'm out of copper cables now, so that is going to be the first thing that I do here, actually, is put down a thing making copper cable out of copper. It makes 2 copper cables, so that's just going to make 800 copper cables for me. I need to give these fuel for them to keep moving. And I can actually fully automate this. Oh, hi. I can eyedropper these things as if you can actually pick them up and place them down. Yeah, I can eyedropper those things. So how am I going to get the wood over here if I don't have splitters? Well, this is a good opportunity for me to explain a very useful mechanic that is just part vanilla base game mechanic that people, including myself, have not thought much about, but it completely applies here. I do need to do a bit of handcrafting stuff, but essentially, inserters can move stuff not just from an object to a belt or from a belt to an object. It can move things from belt to belt. So this works just fine as a makeshift splitter. We don't tend to think about this all that much, this mechanic, just because by the time you need splitters, you have splitters in vanilla Factorio, but in some of these overhaul mods, obviously this one, in this particular case, as well as, oh yeah, I need to actually handcraft or make some red science now, now that I have it. That's going to need stuff and things. That's... So I can make 55 times 5 of these red cards by handcrafting. I need 20 plus 20. I need 40, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35... Oh no, I've right-clicked. I've messed up my own math. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. We'll make 50 just to have some spare for now. And then maybe more as we go along. I just need some transport belts for the moment. I'll need spare transport belts because splitters are going to cost some stuff. This is going to be very temporary, though, this particular setup where I am moving these units of wood by inserters, because the ideal situation is that I will have actual inserters as well as splitters available to me very shortly. In the Pi Suite, you have an extended period of time where you do not have science, but need to do a lot of logistics work to get to science. To begin with, you can't just handcraft red science like this. It has to be done in a specific building. And you end up with a lot of situations where you need to do exactly this in the very early game, if you want to do splitting of stuff from belt to belt. Just doing inserters, moving stuff from belt to belt like this. Rarely does this ever necessarily come up in a vanilla playthrough or in the vast majority of mod suites, but this is completely viable as a thing to do if you don't have access to splitters yet. Makes the inserters just that much more useful in the end. All right, let's see here. I can't believe I'm I'm getting away with only 6. Right? Like, I can't believe I'm getting away with only 6. Now, I want to note here, the way that I've built this is not actually great. It's not great. Why? Because each one of these stone furnaces can take in 0.63 units of ore. That means, ideally, I would have 3 burners around each furnace. Just keep that in mind if you want to build stuff at ratio. It would be about 3 to 1, or at bare minimum, it would be 2 to 1. Like, bare minimum 2, up to 3, and you will have them backed up on ore on the mining drills. But for those of us used to vanilla type stuff, you can keep it 1 to 1. Pie Sweet has a very similar ratio, 3 to 1, on burners into furnaces. I'm sure it's the same exact situation with the stone here. I could have both of these going into one stone furnace and be fine. But if you do that, though, you will be limited to the single output slots buffer space, unless you're loading into a chest as well. All these things have to be kept in mind as we slowly but surely handcraft these tech cards, these automation tech cards. Now, I cannot use this machine anymore for these red science techs, so I have to use science labs, actual science labs at this point. Just gotta keep that in mind. Actual science labs only now. I also do not have. I do not have Bob's adjustable inserters. But Krastorio, as you can see in the tooltip here, says you can use Shift plus L on inserters to change the belt lane where the inserter will drop items. So that's pretty neat. You can do, yep, Shift L, and has a nice little animation there to choose what lane that you are outputting to. That's real cool. I like it. I like it a lot. And we can see that, yes, I have absolutely provided all the things that I need there. Picking up the electric mining drills, because that's going to be the most immediate of impact to us, and a lot of this is going to have to get, like, moved and changed and all that good stuff. Lots and lots of iron about the place. Huge uranium ore patch up there. Another one there. More copper and iron and rare earth with crude oil all together right there. That's nice. A great big coal patch over there. That's also fantastic. Basically, I see coal, I see power. So that's going to be power for my base. I'm trying to think about exactly what type of expansion I'm going to be doing with my base over time. I am not seeing among any of the... Oh, I'm seeing water over here. That's what I'm seeing. I see some stone that's all the way down here and not up here. Wonderful. So I'm probably going to be making my way down over this general direction to the south for my resource gathering. I need to think about what direction I want to have my main bus flowing. I'm thinking my main bus is going to be built down here, and it's going to go to the right. That's my current thought process, is we will be down here and be building to the right for as long as I use a main bus. I will probably not be using a main bus build setup forever. I will. That's not likely. Basically, as soon as I get access to trains with green science, I will be absolutely using trains and doing what I can with trains. This is why I have the bulk rail loaders mod as well installed. That will allow me to not have to worry so much about the logistics with trains so much. Won't have to worry as much about the use and speed of loaders or inserters, etc. It will allow me to use loaders without suffering the penalties of having a setting enabled that does script usage of loaders into cargo wagons, because by default loaders just do not work with cargo wagons. Loading into train cargo wagons, the implementations of that are through scripts, and it's very heavy on performance cost. I'm just hearing noises from the kitties. Overall, I should have a chest in here, but again, I don't have my logistics tech yet. So we're just talking and making plans for this moment in time, having a look and seeing where expansion is going to be, especially as I get into electric mining drills. Speaking of which, I will need more power, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and that's all I really need. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of those. Okay. Need more iron. Yes, this is going to use, like, all of my iron for this. Doing proper power. Proper power that'll be through coal, of course, as I get the electric mining drills and I move my power up to the coal rather than have it at the wood down here. My wood is going to be pretty much exclusively for science. In fact, what I'll do is I will reverse this belt and bring it down, and it'll be one of the lanes on my network, on my bus. So, logistics is now being worked on. I now have access to electric mining drills, so I'm immediately going to start building those. I do need all of the iron on the planet at this point. This is now that transitionary period where all of my resources are going to be used and abused in the form of mining drills. I need all of the mining drills. I need to get out of this coal burner phase of the game. All of the burners are going to be completely replaced with electric mining drills, a lot more electric mining drills, building out at greater scale, doing actual more vanilla type smelting lines from here on out, and I will make sure that I actually have a look here and see what the size of this build is. So if we're doing 15 processing of plates and ores, we can see here that this is very different from vanilla. Normally, vanilla resource ratios, it ends up being a ratio of about 1 to 1, the amount of ore in to plates out. However, here we've got a 2 to 1 ratio by default on our ore into plates. That is significantly better than the pie suite, which starts at like 10 to 1 of ore to plates on that ratio. So this is going to be a vanilla style smelting line. However, it's only going to make half as much as one would otherwise expect from that vanilla style smelting line. And we'll have a look at what that looks like shortly here as I get into logistics, because this will require the logistics tech. So I should have 18 boilers. This power is going to be done up over here. These trays are actually in the way now, technically. But I shall manage. And we are approaching that 30-minute mark as the cats are having a wonderful time, apparently, nearby. I hear them making noises in the office. They are doing things. I suppose by having the extra 30 megawatts of power through coal available on these transport belts, it does make burner inserter usage a little bit more viable. But yeah, oh yeah, I need pipe as well. Some actual normal pipe for this. I will have that there, just like on the other side, I will have that there. This will basically be mirrored on the other side eventually. Eventually, that goes one tile back. Pick that up, place it down. There we go. That, as they say, is that, and then I just copy, paste, 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 etc. all the way until I have 20. Cannot reach! Cannot reach! Reaching. What is this? What is this foreign concept of being able to reach and do things? I do not know. Alright, so, as we begin this transition, I am going to be ending off our episode right here. So what did we get done today? We got through the process of making wood. That was what we did today. We have made wood. It has been automated at this point, and I have technically sort of automated some science production here. We are quickly but surely going through this red science, which can go faster if I was actually smart and shifted those things together. Logistics is about to be finished. I now have all of the things that I need as the kittens are making loads of noises around me. I can now make electric-powered inserters. This is fantastic. I can also make splitters. Let's not make so many of those so I can actually have splitters and undergrounds and all that good stuff. It's now time to collect resources and to do stuff and get real power set up, get all the real coal done through mining and all of that good stuff. With that, folks, I would like to very much thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have been enjoying this series thus far, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. I do also stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat. You can find the map exchange string via my Discord server, which is also linked below. And you can, of course, support me on Patreon at patreon.com/OtakuShowboat. I will, of course, see you all on the next one.